I'm going to take you back to 2012. So you're visiting with your dad at his girlfriend's house. Gated community. Probably pretty cool. You're in junior high school. Of course you want a snack. So you head out and take a walk to the store. Just making your way to 7-Eleven for some Skittles and something to drink. You get your drink and your Skittles. You pay for it. You leave the store, heading back to your dad's fiance's house. Everything's cool. All of a sudden you notice this guy is like watching you, kind of following you. You have to become really uncomfortable at this point. This guy pulls over, gets on his phone, watching you from his car. He's watching you, you watching him. You watching him, he's watching you. Of course. What's up? What's going on? You have to watch. So he's watching back. But he's still headed towards his dad's fiance's. Still trying to get to the house. George Zimmerman, the killer in this story, he calls 911. And he's not ashamed to admit he's only calling because there's a guy walking around here. He's got a hoodie on, maybe some jeans or sweatpants, maybe black, maybe blue, maybe green. I don't know. Just don't look right. Don't feel right to me. I was on my way to the grocery store and he looks off. So I'm calling the police. That's what he said. They recorded his report and asked him if he was following Trayvon. He said yes. The dispatcher said, "We do not need you to do that." In other words, don't. But that's not what he said. He said, "We don't need you to do that." Zimmerman seemed to understand because he said okay. But then he still got out of his damn car and commenced to following this boy. Not knowing if he was a boy or a man because Trayvon was very tall, much taller than Zimmerman, but not as big. Zimmerman had him in weight, but I think Trayvon was about 5'11". Pretty tall. He had his hoodie on. It was raining. And to George Zimmerman, that was just odd. He was looking around at the houses. How dare he? He gets out again anyway after being told, "We don't need you to do that." Commenced to following this boy who is still headed in the direction he should be. At some point, Zimmerman claims Trayvon turned around and yelled, "Do you have a problem?" Which I could understand that. If that happened, we'll never really know. And Zimmerman said no. Clearly he did. But the next thing Zimmerman says is that Trayvon magically appeared in front of him and punched him in the face. Oh, first he said, "You have a problem now." Straight out of a movie, right? You have one now or something fake. I'm sorry, I don't buy anything Zimmerman says. Please believe that you can have your own opinion here, and I will have mine. So, when Trayvon punches him, basically gets the best of him, let George Zimmerman tell it, gets him on the ground, beating his ass, which I hope is true, because he deserved it after hawking somebody, making him all nervous and afraid like that. And I know he was still heading home because he was so close when he got shot. So close. So how the detectives didn't realize who was pursuing who, I will never know. But we'll get to that. So they're fighting on the ground. Zimmerman's on the ground, yelling allegedly. He's yelling. We don't know which one of them for sure, but we hear help, 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 help. To me, it seems a little staged. He waited until he got an eyewitness. He said, help, help. The eyewitness said, I'm calling the police. And then the next thing you know, there's gunshots. I'm sorry. There's one gunshot. Because this guy knew exactly what he was doing. Right to the chest. He said there was a tussle on the ground. Trayvon was trying to get the gun. He wrestled back and then pow. He was on his way back from getting Skittles and a drink. No one should have followed him. No one should have called the police on him. No one should have murdered him. Period. In my opinion. But that is what happened. The cops get there. They handcuff George Zimmerman for a little while. He's got some scratches or something going on with his head. He says his head was banged against the concrete, yet he's got scratches. Okay? His head ain't busted. And his nose was broken somehow. So, they gave him medical attention for 5 whole minutes because the injuries were so severe. And he was later released. Trayvon Martin never got justice. You can see the full story on my YouTube channel, Miscues News. Or of course you can Google his name. It's just too much and too long for TikTok. I'll see you in the comments, beautiful people.